Highlights of this Women's Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2022 semi-final. It was South Africa against Zambia, two familiar foes from the CAF region, but it was Zambia who got off to the most impressive start. They looked dangerous from the outset as they managed to create opportunities. Grace Chanda missing out narrowly here with a big drive into the path of Dlamini, who was quick to snuff out any danger. Both these sides had only conceded 2 goals in the tournament so far, and among the tournament's best defences. This was a great opportunity for South Africa as the little cutback from Tlasane fell into the path of Jane after Super Senra had overrun the ball, unable to finish. Mutalo controlling matters. Zambia, though, would create further chances. Grace Chanda getting into a great position to score, and only just seeing the ball float inches wide of Dlamini's goal. Then South Africa would go on the rampage themselves. Beautiful ball into a danger area. The substitute Mahaya with a shot at goal. It was parried away by Musonda spectacularly. And then a challenge on the edge of the penalty area, just inside. The ball that Super Senra wanted to play back into the danger area, blocked by Tembo. The penalty awarded after a VAR check. And Mutalo slotted home for South Africa. Confidently done. That is the final whistle. South Africa advanced to the final.
A controversial match that actually happened between South Africa and Zambia. That was the match that a lot of Zambians are not too happy about because of the fact that the referee, the Ethiopian referee, well, according to Zambia, did not refer that game well. They actually protested towards CAF concerning that particular match. Welcoming you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Well, a lot to talk about in the world of stars. Start from our home scene. Let's look at Parasport, where the newly constituted board of Parasport will be inaugurated today in Abuja. Well, we have different sports in Parasport where they will be having their board constituted today. Let's look at this particular board now, looking at the list of those boards there quickly, as we have amputee football, para-athletics, para-powerlifting, para-swimming, para-soccer, and sitting volleyball. Those are the 6 boards of Parasport that will be inaugurated today. At least let's at least give them that sense of belonging by inaugurating their board, and also have the fact that they've been doing so well for Nigeria when it comes to winning medals for this country. In fact, they've won so many medals for Nigeria. When it comes to gold, Parasport has come to stay in this country, and we have to appreciate what they are doing so far. So the board of these bodies, Parasport federations, will be inaugurated today, and we're happy that they have their body to ready at least run the affairs of that particular part of sport in Nigeria. Good one there coming from the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport Development, that they will be doing the inauguration today. Going back to WAFCON now, that has been marred with so much issue of officiating, because a lot of people are not happy with the way the officiating has been so far in the WAFCON 2022 taking place in Morocco. We'll be starting from the Super Falcons. They actually have to return back to Casablanca for their 3rd place match against Zambia after being bundled out by Morocco via penalty shootout. It was a tough one. A lot of issues here and there about how to do with Lesa. Lesa was pointed at the face of the players, and Nigerians are not happy concerning that. CAF are not saying anything. They kept quiet, and now Nigerians are looking at why would they keep quiet. Looking at the way it happened during the Egypt match in the men's version of Nations Cup. The same thing happened there, and now that is becoming a norm in football in Africa, and they just have to work on it, according to a lot of Nigerians. Now, talking about Super Falcons, they are back to Casablanca. They'll be playing against Zambia, and now Nigerians are waiting to see, can they get the top position cup? At least if they can get that one, that would be nice, for the fact that this particular competition, they didn't really perform too well to expectation, even though they fought very hard in the last game against Morocco. The expectations concerning Super Falcons in this competition, they didn't really meet those expectations. Now, joining me to talk sport is Joseph Peters. Good to have you, Joseph.
Good morning, sir. Good to have you, sir.
Good one. Let's talk about this particular story now. Super Falcons are ready to face Zambia. although we've waved aside that match against Morocco. But against Zambia now, that's the in thing. That will be coming up on Friday, and they have to move back to Casablanca because formerly they were in Rabat. Now they move back there, and they just have to play that game. And you see, the Zambians too are not happy. Both teams will be will be having a lot of issues to file out. They want to see who actually get the third position. That has to do with WAFCON 2022. Where do you see Nigeria playing this game?
Both teams are disgruntled. But I believe Nigeria will come out. I believe Nigeria will come out victorious. Reason why is because even with the game against Morocco, if not for the red card, I believe that we would have dealt with Morocco and won the game. And despite the officiating, at least we were able to hold the game down till the final position, or till the final stages, to penalties at the end. So the Zambians are not as tough. The Zambians are not as tough as the Nigerian Falcon. I'm sure that they will come out victorious when they meet in the losers final. I call it the losers final.
But looking at the fact that Zambia, like you said, they are both teams are disgruntled. But don't you see that Zambia will be like, okay, even the Nigerians, they are not so fantastic this season. So they too will be looking at they can do it. Because everybody was like they are jubilating. South Africans and Moroccans are jubilating that we are not in the finals. Because they felt, okay, if we have qualified for the final, we can actually disturb them. Now that we are fighting for third place against Zambia, don't you think Zambians, Shepolopolo, will be looking at, okay, we can do it, if South Africa and Morocco can do it?
I understand where you're coming from. Yes, Zambia will probably be looking as if they can do it. Maybe they will think, this one that Nigeria is out in the semi-final shows that Nigeria are not so special as they used to be. I understand that. But I want you to also remember that we are in this semi-final because of bad officiating. The same red card that was given to Nigeria, the second red card, that same tackle happened minutes earlier. I remember seeing it minutes earlier it happened. The referee, what did she do? She ignored it. As if nothing happened. VAR didn't even call out for that one. VAR did not call anybody to check that one. And then minutes later, another stamping happened, and VAR calls, and there's a red card. So we are actually out of the semi-final. We lost not because we were not good. And no matter how, I don't think Nigeria is that bad in this tournament. I don't think Zambia can be compared to Nigeria when it comes to team play. So I'm very optimistic that the Nigerian team will come out victorious.
Okay, now let's look at the second story. Despite the fact that Nigeria did not get to the final of this tournament, that has to do with 2022 WAFCON. Well, a South African football legend in the person of Portia saying, well, from our own view of Nigerian team, the Super Falcons, the refusal to at least drop aged players actually cost Nigeria this particular WAFCON. Do you agree with Portia Modise on this particular statement? Refusal to drop aged players cost Super Falcons WAFCON final ticket?
I do not agree with Portia Modise. The reason why I do not agree with her is this. All the aged players performed very well. They performed very well, as far as I'm concerned. In fact, I even had issues with the coach for not playing Francisca Odega regularly as I thought he would play her, because I watched what she did in her previous game. In the game against, I think that was the second game. She was the man of the match of that game. And then now, seeing her yesterday on the bench, I wasn't really happy. All right? So, she is also one of the old age players, but she's good. Ebi was good. All right, and even if you are to criticize anybody in that team, but based on performance, it would have been the number 9. Onumono. I cannot. Yeah, she was the one that missed the penalty right from the onset, right from the beginning of the game. It was obvious that she wasn't into the game. I don't know why the man left her on the pitch. While
the likes of Monday Gift was actually on the bench.
Thank you. And even if he has had issues with maybe positioning a top striker, I believe that Odega can actually manage. She's experienced. She's fast. This people's defense, Moroccan defense, they are tired. Bring in Francisca Odega. I don't just understand why that happened, but I do not agree with this Modise woman. about if the fact that she retired early in football does not mean everybody should retire. All right.
But she mentioned that she's 39 now, and the players, one of the players she played against, and still playing for Super Falcons.
I think, yeah, age is important in football. I understand. But when you are aged and you can still give me results, I'll continue with you. If your body is not failing you.
What about you still have the body not failing you in the area of having experience, you know, but it's failing you because you can no longer run. The speed will drop.
I understand that speed drops with old age. But you and
because it was very obvious in our games.
It was obvious in our games. Okay, maybe I will leave that argument for another day. I know one thing, that whoever proves himself and does well will get the nod of a coach to play in a game. At least that's the normal procedure. Now, if these players were brought in by this coach, it's because he expects them to give him results. The fact that she has raised that concern, I think, will raise some eyebrows with some people that are in charge, and maybe they may work on it and see how they can integrate the under-20 and the under-21 into the team moving forward. But based on their performance in this tournament, yes, we didn't get to where we were expected to go to, but I don't think age is the issue here.
Okay, if it's not age, let's look at the situation whereby Super Falcons, while they are playing their game, you look at them, okay, this kind of player is supposed to be on the pitch, some are on the bench. Looking at the technicality of the coach, it's as if it doesn't put the right person. Most of the substitutions either is late or not the right person for that particular situation.
Exactly. I agree with you on that. That is my issue with the coach. That's the number one issue I've had all through the competition. His changes, substitutions are either not on time, or he's substituting the wrong person, because everybody agreed with me yesterday that, or day before yesterday, that Onumuno should not be in that game, at least not in the second half. He left her. He substituted another player whom he shouldn't remove for an attacker, I think. And that girl that he brought on, the girl he brought in, the last girl he brought in, I think she was wearing jersey number 4. She wasn't so much as sharp as Francisca Odega. Yeah, he brought her in. So I was wondering, I really have issues with the coach. I feel like he's not doing well when it comes to substitution. That is why we crashed out of this competition in the semi-final. If not so, I believe that we would have gone and would have done better than we did.
Okay, now talking about this particular event, well, WAFCON is really edging close to the end, and right now Nigerians, well, we just have to appreciate our own. Super Falcons, they fought very hard against Morocco. It wasn't to be, as that match ended in penalty shootout, and it favored the host nation, the Atlas Lionesses. They were able to qualify for the final, and right now jubilation all across Morocco for making it to the final, and also South Africans are happy that Nigeria couldn't make it to the finals. Well, we'll be fighting against Zambia, Shepolopolo on Friday, as we want to see if we can still get the third position, or at least win something, no matter how little. If you can come third, that would be too bad. But from the way it is, we just have to look at all these things we have talked about earlier, the Super Falcons coach, the way he has dealt with the issue of substitution, and also the kind of players that he brought on were not so good for Nigerians to actually appreciate. Well, we continue to look at this particular scenario as we move on concerning this tournament. Now, still talking about football quickly, we'll move away, talk about Zambia calls for replay of semi-final against South Africa. They actually protested and they petitioned CAF concerning that particular game that we saw earlier. They have to petition them concerning the Ethiopian ref for the fact that he awarded a penalty. She awarded a penalty, and that penalty was not too cool with Zambia, Shipolopolo, and now they complain concerning that. Now, looking at this particular issue, Zambia petitioning CAF that penalty should not stand, and they are calling for a replay. But from the way it is, CAF seems not to be bothered, because CAF are not actually saying anything about it. Because if they are to replay this game, they'll be playing the third place match on Friday, and the final is also coming. So by now, CAF supposed to have come up with a reply. But it seems from the body language of CAF, nothing of such will actually stand.
Yes, and it's worrying. It's worrying. Why I'm worried is because this same bad officiating happened in the women's edition, in the men's edition of the African Cup of Nations. CAF didn't say anything about it. No referees were suspended. I remember a referee as at that time ending a game I think in the 88th minute. Stuff like that are only done in Africa. I don't understand. Now, this is the
Well, if you look at that ball, if you look at the penalty that was out, it was outside the box. It was not inside
the box.
Then the collision happened inside, but the ball was outside.
Exactly.
Look at it.
Now look at it. Look at it. Look at it. The foul actually happened outside on the line. On the line. And now, what is even wondering? What I'm wondering is, you went and you looked at the VAR. You checked. Didn't you see whether she was blind? I just don't understand. But okay, all that one has happened. Of course, I don't blame Zambian FA for coming to protest. I don't blame them. But what I have problem with is Zambia have protested. They have complained. And nothing, absolutely nothing has been said. Body language of CAF, like you said, is they do not even care. They are not worried that officiating is getting worse because it's becoming a domino effect now. It happened
during the men's
version. Now it's happening, getting worse. Look at the red card against Nigeria. I mean, okay, my own issue is if a particular kind of foul happened and VAR did not actually go to check it, why is the same kind of foul being checked when the other opponent does it? Nobody is saying anything about all that. These people fouled, this particular foul happened outside
the box. That's the letter that Zambia actually written concerning the Ethiopian referee, where they lodged complaint to CAF over Ethiopian referee, the Football Association of Zambia, which is to inform its stakeholders and football family that has lodged a complaint to the Confederation of African Football, CAF, against the officiating exhibited by Ethiopian referee Lydia Tafesi Abebe during the 2022 Women's World Africa Cup of Nations semi-final match between Zambia and South Africa. Well, according to them, we therefore wish to contest against the decision of the referee to award such a penalty, resulting in a goal which decided against our team progressing to the final, as we call for. They call for a serious review of the game. We call for the penalty to be cancelled, that the replay be ordered, and that the referee be barred from handling any games, according to Kachala.
And I totally agree with them. And I expect a group of, or maybe a committee to kind of review. At least let there be a standard whereby there are referees, there is a review of a game after it's being played, the referee decision. But clearly this one has not been, nobody is saying anything. And I don't blame the Zambians for... Because
they actually named another match where they said we recorded a similar incident of poor match officiating by referees who have gone scot-free. Among them, referee Bochra Kabobi, who was going to handle games at the tournament as if nothing happened. Kachala also cast a blind eye to the multiple horrendous refereeing decisions who will be perpetuating the injustice caused by the referee. And looking at AFCON and also WAFCON, so far, let's be candid with ourselves. Officiating has been a lot of concerns because when you look at the men's version, a lot of issues here and there. As you remember, that's Zambia co-ref. And then this one also, a lot of issues here and there concerning officiating, and it's high time CAF needs to do something. Okay, if they are saying some countries don't have maybe referees that are up to the standard they want, but the ones they pick now, we are seeing a lot of errors here and there.
A lot of errors from them, and the problem is there is no accountability. Any referee can come and do whatever he likes and go scot-free, and nobody will say anything, and then it will just pass. Everything will be flushed under the bridge, and we'll move on. And the mistakes will keep repeating. Why? Because when you do, or when you commit, you do not pay. When you do something, you do not pay. When you make an error, you should pay for it. You should be banned, suspended. I don't care. But let there be a penalty for bad officiating. Then maybe that will help in terms of handling and curbing all these things that we are seeing. Because it's actually getting worse. It's getting worse, and it's not good for African football. It's not.
from the way it is right now. It's high time we just have to work on this because African football needs to get better, not going backward. We use the VAR and it's not really going well. And from the way it is, the body language of most of the officiating has not been so good. Now, we have to quickly look at some transfer story before we go. Nigerian forward Emmanuel Ape joins Azerbaijan club called Sabah FC. 5-year deal, good one for him, as he will be there. He has to actually play in Spain with Acaron. He was playing with Celta de Vigo, Team B, and now he's joining Azerbaijan club Sabah FC. Wishing him the best there.
I wish him the best. I hope that when he goes there, he does not make that place his limit. Let him aspire for better places. I understand that he was in B teams in Spain and all that, but and then comparing, maybe being in the first division in Azerbaijan is good, but let it be a stepping stone. I don't like it when they go to these countries, Azerbaijan, Armenia, and they just end it.
Malta and everything.
Malta, no, they should go better. There are better places to.
Like someone was advocating that yes, Nigerian players, they play in Europe. We have so many of them, but how many of them actually aspire to play in big clubs? Where you look at Senegalese, Cameroonian. He begins to look at the clubs they play. Cote d'Ivoire, the Ivorians, the Ghanaian players. If you think of 2 or 3 of them, you see them in those major teams in Europe.
Big clubs.
But Nigerian players need to up their game because it's becoming a norm now that Nigerians are now playing in mid-table, or teams are relegating. Immediately they get there, they are relegating, and you see them actually having much player or more players in these clubs. 4, 5, 3. In this club that will just get relegated. And it's not good for our football. I've always said, do not aspire to go to Europe. Aspire to be the best in Europe. That's why we have the likes of Mane for Senegal. We have Salah for Egypt. We have important players for other countries that are playing for important and big clubs. But when it comes to Nigeria, mid-tables and divisions. And it's not good for the Nigerian national team. We just have to look at Bayern Munich getting their own man. They've signed Matis de Ligt now. They're happy. They got in £65.6 million, 5-year deal. Good one for Juventus defender who moved to join the Bavarians. That deal was actually completed yesterday.
I looked at the figure and it shocked me. Defenders are becoming a lot expensive these days. Defenders are becoming too expensive. £65.6 million. That's like 77 million euros. Well, it's good for them. So.
Good one there. Looking at the fact that Bayern Munich, they got their man, and that'll be it on 360 Sport on Trust TV. It has been with Joseph Peters. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
And as always been, sport is always business and fitness. I am Adeniyi Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.